Alright guys, so I'm going to give this trick a try, but I'm going to put a new spin on it. A lot of people have been removing mill scale, trying to make somewhat of a welding table here, and this piece of 1/4 inch steel is covered in scale. I don't know if you can see that where I've kind of rubbed it off in some spots, my grounding clamps. And it's just not working out well. I keep sticking to the table. I'd rather this just be clean steel for my welding table. So I obviously can't dip this whole thing in water, so I'm going to wet some paper towels with vinegar and leave them sitting on here overnight and see if I can take this scale off. So I'm just going to let this soak. All right, so I'm also very good at bad ideas. Let's hope this isn't one of them. This is just paper towels with vinegar dumped on them. And I'm hoping to come out here in the morning and wipe that scale off like they show in those other cool videos where you dip the whole thing in a bath. It should be enough vinegar because they get so many uses out of that one bath. Oh wow, it actually worked. I'll be damned. I might have to take this down and spray it off with the hose, but it's working. Okay, so it was only like 40 degrees in here when this treatment was taking place. It actually left paper towel marks on there. But in a lot of spots, it did get it down to bare steel. All right, fellas, so I think with a little bit of heat, this would have worked just fine. It was very cold last night, and anyone who's worked with acids before know that they're very temperature dependent when it comes to their reactivity. All right, so with a little wire brush action, you can see here the interface. The wire brush was not removing that scale. So I was back to square one where there was no treatment. The treated zone doesn't look perfect, you know. I mean, it's not, but I think it's paintable at this point. Maybe if you gave it one more over with a sandpaper to get some of that stuff off. Yeah, I kind of overdid it right there. I didn't want to do any of this because I want this to be a perfect surface if possible. So this is basically just the scale wired off. This probably ain't turning up on the camera, but there you go. You can see the difference for sure. This is the scale. And this is our clean zone. There's so much glare you can't really tell. All right, so here is a well-grounded weld. Not too bad. And you can see there was some struggle. It looks cold. The settings aren't right because I wasn't getting a good ground. So, anyway, that's another rocket burner ready to go out the door. You can see the difference now. It's really hard to tell, but I think I'm ready to do some welding. Certainly got plenty going on today. Burner can melt a crucible full of drill bits in about 5 minutes. If you're wondering what I'm working on here. Some testing I did when I first developed it. Another ingot full of drill bits. All right, so the verdict's in. I'm getting a huge improvement having done this. So it's definitely worth the experiment. My welds are melting properly finally, and I'm not welding everything to the table. The reason I use this bottle for my purging is because I have a bad habit of leaving the damn bottle turned on. So what I do is I take this neck I made, I hook it up to a larger tank and I purge it. I then connect it to this bottle and I just put a small amount of gas in there. so I don't lose a whole $80 bottle of gas. I've done that before. Come out the next day and realize I left my purge line on, because you get in the heat of the moment of a weld, you got all this other stuff going on, and then you realize you turned off your stall warning and you're dead.